Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. It is Karen here with you today. Today I'm going to share with you another Scrap FX design team project. So I'm working in my small dilutions journal and I have this new rice paper here which is called Sirens, which is new for this month, and I'm going to use half of that. I've also got some other rice paper here, I think it's called Mesh. And I've got a little bit of leftover classifieds from a previous project this month. So I'm going to use some of that. And I'm going to start off by gluing it into my book with some matte medium. I can never remember what that stuff is called. Okay, so I'm gluing those little bits in. And I've got another little bit to put up the top here. And then I've got some of this dotty paper, which is just some gift wrap. So I'm going to put a little bit of that in there as well. So I get that stuck down. Okay, so now that it's nice and dry, what I'm actually going to do is put a little bit of a whitewash gesso over the back of those pieces there with the mesh and the wrapping paper, and a little bit over the classified so I can push it back further into the background. So once I get that dry, I can start adding in some colour, and I've got out my Jane Davenport layer cake paints again, and I'm just going to swish some colour around here with some green and yellow and blue to make some turquoisey background colour happening, which I think would be nice. I'm just feeling a little bit bluish, greenish today. I really like how these colours mix in together. So I'm just doing a bit of a light wash, and I've also done a really light wash over the Siren as well. Now to tie it all together, I've got a tiny paper artsy stamp that I'm just stamping around a little bit around the edges, and this is another one which is just a little script before I start adding in my bigger Scrap FX stamps. And I've got these super cool circle ones here, and I really like those. They're quite well used, so I'm just going to put some of those in the background as well. Now I've also grabbed out a distress ink in, I think it's peacock feathers, and I'm using one of the new mark making stamps to put some crosses in the background. So that looks really cool. So because my ink is a bit wet, I'm just going to give it a bit of a dry with my heat gun before I start moving on to her eyes. So I'm just putting a little bit of white Posca into the whites of her eyes, a little bit of turquoise into the eyeballs, some pink pen on her lips and her cheeks, but I put a little bit too much on her cheeks, so I'll knock that back a little bit with a white Posca. And it's still not 100%, so we'll fix that in a minute. So, but in the meantime, I'm just going to highlight some of the lines again with the black pen. So while I'm thinking about what I was going to do next, I decided to do her hair. So I've got out a Jane Davenport mermaid marker, and this is like a sparkly, glittery one, which looks really quite pretty. You can probably see it in the thumbnail and in the close-ups. So I'll get that bit there dry. And I've got out my Inktense pencils. I'm going to add a few more strands into her hair. I don't think I'll activate these ones. I'll just leave them as pencil lines. And then I'm going to add a little bit more detail around her face, just with some purple and pink pencils. A little bit of white. Excuse me. And then I'm going to add in some flesh coloured colour as well. So these are Nuvo watercolour pencils. Yeah, so kind of a skinny colour there. Add a little bit more into the cheeks. And I am going to activate this little bit, but it turns out a little bit too pink, so I'm going to have to mop some of it up, which you see me doing there. And then I realised, oh, I forgot to do her arm. So I'll get her dry, and then I better fix up this arm with the same sort of pencils, so the pink and the purple with the white and the skin colour, which I did already do the skin colour. There we go. Activate that bit and then mop it up a little bit. There we go. That looks a bit better. Fix up the whites of her eyes. Okay, so I've got this craft quote here, which I think is from the steampunk collection that came out earlier this year. And it says, without deviations from the norm, progress is not possible. And it's from Frank Zappa. So I'm going to glue that into my page there as well. Last thing that I'm going to do is add in some white splats, and I added a little bit of gold sparkle into my white paint, but that didn't really work so well. So anyway, not to worry. And here's my finished page. So I really hope you have enjoyed my little adventure in my art journal today with the new Siren's rice paper. I hope I have inspired you to get a little bit creative. And until next time, please like and subscribe, and I will see you later. Bye.